Keep your core tight. 1, 2.
Whoa! Today I'm hanging with my friend, TV host, actor, musician, all-around awesome guy, Sal Masekela.
Time stopped. Heavens opened. My life was changed on that day.
And we are gonna take things to a whole new level.
Sick.
Ooh, oh!
And they gave me a shot with the mic, and I knocked it out the park.
We are gonna do some parkour.
Got it!
What?
Nice. Oh yeah, that's easy. I saw kids surfing and I was like, that's like breakdancing on water.
We are gonna leap buildings in a single bound.
Oh, nice. NBC is gonna hire me at the
World
Olympics.
stage.
It's massive.
Fly like the eagle. And then afterwards, have a beer.
Shit.
Across the board. I'm so excited to hang out with Sal Masekela today. He is my brother from another mother.
It's gonna be an interesting day.
TV host, actor, philanthropist, musician, legendary sportscaster.
I'm gonna let her wear my shoes as the interviewer.
From ESPN to Red Bull, and now the Olympics, he's covered it all.
And of course, she has to make it interesting and figure out a way for us to try and kill ourselves.
Even parkour.
Which I've always been into from the outside looking in.
And that's where I'm meeting him today, because we're gonna do parkour together.
And if she messes up, I'm gonna laugh real hard. Yo!
Welcome!
What it do?
Cheers.
Good looking out.
What do you think?
I think this is awesome.
So you've never done parkour before?
No. I mean,
I thought it was a perfect metaphor.
it's true. I mean, for me, professionally at least, it's been about having to reinterpret what something might look like and make it my own, find a unique path, and there's no right path. As long as you can get from here to there, it is about that journey, how you choose to get there. Which
Let's
brings
talk
us
about
to here.
Let's talk about your journey.
To here.
I want to come over here. Let's talk about where you grew up. Carlsbad.
Yeah, Carlsbad,
What was that like?
the North County of San Diego, California. My journey started in Staten Island, New York.
Oh, that's right, New York. That's right.
My parents moved when I was 15. My mom decided she didn't want to be cold anymore.
Was that total culture shock for you?
It was
or?
Soweto. Suddenly you move into a place where nobody looks like you.
Right.
Their whole comprehension of what the world is literally their bubble. You know, it's about the ocean and this beach culture, and it was really white. I saw kids surfing and I was like, that's like breakdancing on water.
How so?
In that everyone got up to do the same, to ride this wave, but they did it 100% in their own way, like their own expression, and their own
style.
move and style and flavor. I remember about being in school, like maybe the 4th day I was there, I was in my economics class, and this kid was like, so man, like, how do you like it here? Like, what's it like? Are you stoked? Didn't even know what that meant. I was like, yeah, I like it here. And I said, I really want to try surfing. And the dude looked at me, he's like, dude, he's like, you guys don't even swim. Like, how are you gonna learn how to surf? But he didn't say it to be racist.
Yeah, he was just like,
he was just like more
real
like,
talk.
hey, bro.
Stop.
And that kind of lit a fire underneath me. They told me, like, look, paddle out. You know, you're not gonna make it out there, but, you know, turn around in the white water and catch a wave. And it took me an hour or so, but I made it out. I remember that feeling, getting picked up, the sensation that I'd never felt before of riding a wave on my stomach on this board, and I popped up and I stood. And I stood up for about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But in that 10 seconds, it was literally like time stopped, the heavens opened, spirit got poured down, and it was like, this is your life.
Yeah.
And when I fell into the white water and came back up and out, it was like a baptism.
Wow.
And my life was changed on that day.
So how did you go from that and that realization to pretty much becoming the face of X Games? Like, how did you get there, black child?
I rarely think of it that way. For me, it just was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So my friends are gonna be revolving around this. I'm gonna surf as much as I can. 6 months later, I started snowboarding, and that was just, there's this too. When you tell your family, no, you don't wanna go to college, but you wanna like stay in Southern California and surf, and work construction, bus tables, clean bathrooms as a janitor, in
I'm black.
medical offices, and you're black in a white town. Family's like
what?
And I finally got a job in a surf shop, and I was working at this surf shop in Oceanside, California, and working at Bank of America as a teller, splitting the two, and then doing janitorial stuff at night. And I was happy. I was like, yeah, my life is great. My dad is like, you know, I don't necessarily understand what it is that you're doing out there riding these boards, but it seems like it's something that makes you happy. So I'm going to tell you this one time. He says, if this is something that you're going to do, then you have to do it 100%. You have to do it with your heart. You have to really do it. Because otherwise, he said, you're just going to look like a fool. Like a fool that's out there playing. So if this is something that you can do, then you must figure out how to do it. I was bussing tables at this restaurant in Encinitas, California, called the Potato Shack. And there were this table that I waited on, and everyone had these badges on for the ASR Action Sports Retailer Trade Show. And their badges said that they worked at Transworld magazine, which was snowboarding and skateboarding magazine. It was the Bible. So that was the equivalent of like, what? Like these are the gods that have come down from Mount Olympus, and I'm bussing their tables. And this one guy, his name is Chad Denena, gave me his card, and there was a position at Transworld available, and that was my start in the action sports industry.
Wow.
I started at Transworld answering phones, being an intern, working for the Skate and the Snow magazine, and they would put on events. And one of the big events they did was this event called Board Aid that they did with Lifebeat, and it was like snowboarding. They put a vert ramp up on the snow. There was music. I mean, Tribe Called Quest, Porno for Pyros, and they didn't have a host. And the woman who ran the special events at Transworld one day, I heard her stressing about who's gonna MC, and I was like, I'll do it. And everyone was like, really, receptionist guy? But I had been hustling, and I'd gotten in good favor in the editorial departments and all these other departments at the mag, and they gave me a shot with the mic, and I knocked it out the park. It was like, as soon as I walked out there that morning to like host the day, it was like, boom, this is what I love. X Games, Extreme Games happened in 1995. It ushered in all this new media, it ushered in all this attention, and it ushered in a lot of opportunity that action sports had never seen before. Now, I'm getting calls because someone at MTV calls someone at Transworld where I used to work saying, we need a host for the MTV Sports and Music Festival. And in 1999, ESPN called. They had seen some stuff I did on MTV. They said, we want to get authentic voices from the culture to be commentators. And that's how I started. 3 weeks later, I was in Crested View, Colorado, sideline reporting, snowboarding, interviewing my friends that they came down the bottom of the pipe, and they're like high-fiving me, and we got all this happiness going on that they'd never seen before, and that thus began my journey.
How's it going?
Oh no! Ah! This is really gonna happen.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good.
We were wondering if you had just left us the keys and we're gonna let us hang out, but.
I want to let you guys have your coffee.
Right.
And I heard you wanted to do some free running.
Uh-huh.
I'm down.
This one's already ran like 5 miles today.
You got a good warm up? So here's what we're gonna start with, all right?
All right.
I'll give you a little example.
What? Who started with that?
Your turn.
We're gonna start you from the top of the mountain.
I'm just kidding.
What in the hell?
I'm gonna start you guys off with a basic vault, and we'll see how you take to it. And step through.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, yeah! You got it, Joy.
You would have got over that.
Fluid,
You got it.
What?
Nice. All right.
How you look good like that?
I'm gonna take you guys right here to the wall.
All right.
The next technique that you're gonna see here is called a wall run. Now we're gonna go to this. Oh yeah, like this is easy for you.
Oh,
Nice.
oh.
And then push. Get that foot up there. I got you. Let's go up there and I'll take you guys to another little exciting spot we have.
What?
Nice.
Killing it. What are we doing now?
Oh,
So,
boy.
as you can see, we have a trampoline here and a foam pit. Enjoying
What are you
that?
looking for?
I've never been in a foam pit before. I
Make
don't
sure
know what
you
it feels
empty your
like.
pockets. The one thing you don't want to do is dive.
No
Don't
head
dive.
first.
No head first.
See what that
No
says?
head first.
Yep.
No head first, no belly first.
All right, so we're just gonna do 1, 2 in the middle, 3.
Ah! What? No, but I want you to show me what I'm gonna do.
All right.
That's what you're doing. That's
You
not what
can-
I'm doing.
You don't have to start with a flip.
Keep your core tight.
Whoa.
Keep your core tight. 1, 2.
Whoa!
1, 2. Oh.
Whoa!
I did a Joy Bryant. I did a Joy Bryant.
And one
Nice.
last jump before the blue. 6.
Ooh! Oh!
Nice.
Oh! Why does this make you want to pee? I don't understand. Maybe I have
Tight
to pee.
stomach. There you go.
There it is.
Oh!
No peeing in the foam pit.
Here, I got you.
That's so whack. Thanks, my brother.
You're a mess.
I'm
Ponytail gone. Shoes untied.
Wait, how did my shoe get untied?
Cause you went too far in.
What about you? You're doing so many things, expressing yourself in so many ways, discovering things about yourself that I would imagine would be very terrifying, like music.
Before I got into action sports, I was into music and theater. That's what I did in school before I moved out west. And obviously, music being the supreme one because it stayed embedded in my life because of my father.
And we never mentioned your father's name.
My father's Hugh Masekela. He is a trumpet flugelhorn player from South Africa, considered to be the father of world beat music. He was a 30-year exile of South Africa, and during apartheid, he was basically playing his horn around the world. That's what I grew up with. Those were the footsteps that I grew up with as guidance. That's a real tough act to follow. And I reached a point probably early in high school where the pressure was a lot when I was in bands, and I did play in school in bands, and where there was this expectation, like, oh, it's Hugh Masekela's kid, like, you know, let's see it. And there were some periods there where our contact was limited, and it just didn't feel like something that I wanted to be chasing. And so surfing and skateboarding and snowboarding came to me really at the right time, when I could find something else that essentially became my music.
So what brought you back to it?
I think I reached a point that I started to feel like I wanted to be on the other side. In other words, I felt like I had something to give, and I didn't know how I was going to express it, but I felt like I had something to give past just putting everyone else's moments and accomplishments in context. And music was the thing that started speaking to me. After my show, The Daily 10, got canceled, I had E owing me another year on my contract when my show got canceled, and I had time. And I realized that it was a unique time and that I should do something with it wisely. And actually, one of the first things I did was I went and I studied at Upright Citizens Brigade because I'd always been sort of fascinated by improv, but really trying to learn the art of it.
So that was before you did the
That
album?
was before I did the record. And that really helped me find my voice, and that I don't have to be married to something. I have enough going on and enough to give that you put me in a situation, I can react.
Started to break it up a bit.
Started to break it up a bit. And right around that time, my cousin called me and he said, hey man,
Let's do this.
I know you've been like taking these surf trips and snowboard trips and doing this, UCB thing. He's like, but
I know you've been running away from this.
Yeah.
You need to come home.
let's make this record.
Yeah. And so what was it like when you played the album for your father?
I didn't want to listen to it with him.
Ah!
And he didn't want me to listen to it with him.
Right.
So at the end of the dinner, he's like, I felt like we were doing a drug deal. He was like, so did you bring the thing? And I was like, yeah. And I brought it out and I took it and he's like, okay, And that was it.
I'm gonna try it, let you know how
And
it
he
is.
left.
I might come back for some more.
2 days.
No!
2 days. I'm sitting there just going, oh my God, oh my God,
Yeah.
oh my God. And mind you, my uncle had played on the record and was super supportive and he thought it was beautiful, but it's my dad.
Yeah.
And then he called me and he said the most beautiful things to me. And you know, the first thing he said was, I don't understand why you hid this for so long. He said, because this record is beautiful and I'm so proud of you. And then he just, you know, that was all I needed.
Yeah.
And then he'd like send me text messages about, you know, different songs, and that was it. If nothing else happened and no one else liked it, that my dad didn't tell me like never do this again and burn the files, was a really, really beautiful thing.
So this is your first Olympics. Are you, I mean, you gotta be, I mean, you're excited,
Yeah, I'm over the moon.
right?
The NBC is gonna hire me to like come tell legitimate stories, not just in action sports, but like to actually play at that top level at the
World
Olympics,
stage,
on the world
yeah.
stage. It's the biggest sporting events in the world. It's massive. And I didn't think that they would tap me, but it's funny, my agent said, make sure we send them the South Africa stuff. Because I think people think of me, even from a sports reporting side, they know the X Games, they know the action sports stuff, but they don't know me like being an actual storyteller for things outside of action sports. And they got it. And yeah, like 2 months ago, they hit me up and said, you wanna come be a Black Russian for a month? So,
I wish I could come with you.
yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, dude. Should we give it one more whirl?
Yes.
Let me take you to a new challenge.
Oh.
I got something down here for you guys.
Okay.
Cool?
Okay.
You can come back
do
here
it.
later.
I'll come back here. No, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Close?
That was very close.
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
Get up there.
Yeah!
We watched that in the replay. You were over the top.
Yeah, over the top.
We got it.
Sweet.
Yeah. No, if you guys spend some more time in here, you could definitely
This place is amazing, dude.
pick it up.
I could have a field day.
I could have a beer, actually.
I knew you guys were coming, so I might have something upstairs.
How do we
Problem
get-
is, it's all the way up top.
Well, that's not really, you know, there's stairs right there.
No, this is the only way up.
You got that, Joy. Whoa!
That is not the only way
That's
up. I am
the-
not, you gonna do that?
That's the realness.
Oh, nice!
What? Aw, man.
What? Oh shit. A word. A word.
See? He's here.
Oh shit. Spider negress.
All right. I guess you could take the stairs.
There are stairs. Lucky for you.
Jerks. Oh, come on,
What took
really?
what took you so long though, girl?
God, come on,
I got you, though, see?
man. That's not even possible at this juncture.
I might have a future. I might be done.
I think you might.
I might be done in the on-camera world and just be a late stunt bloomer.
Well, here's the parkour.
Yeah, boom.
So you've got Olympics, album, the new album, Stoked.
Stoked, my mentoring organization, which you are a major part of and proponent of. So
Well, thank you
Thank
for
you. We are
board.
in our 8th year at Stoked Mentoring. It's a mentoring organization for at-risk youth based in New York and Los Angeles. And taking the principles of action sports, falling down, getting back up. Taking those principles and giving them to a kid whose parameters are only his, you know, the square of his box, whether that be his neighborhood, his family history, trying to give him the tools to break out of that and make some choices.
I mean, listen, one of the reasons why I relate to Stoked and I love the organization so much is like I was one of those kids. I
Right.
grew up in those areas.
Right.
So the more positive role models and positive images of adults doing positive things,
Right.
and also helping and nurturing them. And again, going back to your place in action sports, whether it be from going from New York to Carlsbad, and I'm sure you've dealt with from the extreme racism I'm sure you've experienced in those places.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, the racism thing is interesting because I think a lot of the racism that I went through early was less racism and more ignorance. I remember a funny story where I was at the beach, I was getting out of the water, and this family was walking with, you know, it was 2 kids and their parents, a white family, and the mom came up to me. I'm dripping wet with my surfboard. Said, excuse me, we're on vacation, and we're not from here, and I mean, it would just mean the world to us if you took a picture with our family, because they won't believe it when we tell them that we saw a black man surfing. Like, could we take? And they stopped somebody else, handed them their camera, took the picture, and on some mantelpiece somewhere in the South sits that family and me just like. I dealt with a lot of that as I moved forward in my career, especially on television. Because then the next thing you know, out of nowhere, people would say to you, like, literally say, like, it's really cool that ESPN made that choice. That's a good move for them because you broadened their horizons. And then people thought that I got to ESPN, and then they figured out a way for me to learn about this shit. And next thing you know, like, you've had this whole life where the previous 15 years of your life has been these sports. And now you're trying to have to convince a mainstream audience that you're not part of some design plan, that this is your shit and that you live it.
That's what your dad went through.
Exactly. And then and that's where I've really gotten to understand and appreciate the example that I had with my father. Because my father was dealing with something so much bigger and global, and impacted his entire family to the point where he was ripped from his family. And he didn't have a country, or couldn't. I didn't meet my sister or my grandfather until I was 19 years old.
Wow.
Until my dad went back to South Africa and could go back legally without getting killed or thrown in prison. That's when I got to go meet my family. So having that history, I think, prepped me for all of this in a way where I never had to like freak out, and I never let them win. You know, to the point where I did some like stupid react. Or like said like, well, this is racist. Like, fuck that. I just put my head down, and I always knew that I had to do that and that much more to prove that this is where I belong because of my talents, not because it's a good look, you know?
So what's next, do you think?
In the big picture, like the one thing that's left for me, because I'm a glutton for punishment and humiliation, is to really do some meaningful projects as an actor. I don't have any sort of delusions of, you know, becoming some leading man, but I think
You have stories that you want to tell.
I have stories I want to tell, and I get excited about getting to do different things. I love all the things that I do. Sometimes I wish I didn't have the desire, because it's not a fame thing.
No, I mean, well, you've never done anything because of fame.
Yeah.
Or because you wanted the fame. You do it because you love and for the passion. So.
I just know that I have something to give, and I have something to give to the point where I can gain the respect of people to do it. And so, when that opportunity comes, then I'll be swinging for the fences.
I'm glad you said when and not if.
Yeah, no, there's no if. It's only when. That's probably the most valuable lesson that I've learned in this whole journey. But you know what? In all of our 10 years of friendship now, this is one of the most unique. I couldn't envision what it was gonna be like, but it was better than I thought.
Well, I learned from the best, brother. I learned from the best.
Cheers.
Take it to the head.
Cheers to that.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Mosey? Thank you so much. Watch as multi-talented, multi-hyphenated Sal Masekela host actor, musician, philanthropist, all-around cool guy, and my friend.
And they gave me a shot with the mic, and I knocked it out the park.
As we together take a leap of faith.
Oh, nice.
Whoa! On across the board.
Pharrell Williams here.
Hi, I'm Joy Bryant,
I'm Eric Ripper,
I'm Tom Colicchio.
I'm Dr. Frank Lipman,
the host of On the Table.
the host of Across the Board.
Host of Artist Talk.
Host of Hooked Up.
host of the show Be Well Week, Be Well Weekend on the Reserve channel.
It's only on Reserve.
Did you know that you can follow my show on social media sites like Facebook?
Follow us on Twitter.
If you're a fan of my show, hit the like button.
All of the above.
Share me with your friends.
Treat yourself. Check out a new episode of my show, Hooked Up.
And if you want to leave comments, feedbacks, ideas, whatever, love to hear from you. Leave a comment.
And if you don't want to miss the show, be sure to subscribe.
The one that's like down here, or is it here? Somewhere down here.
Thanks for watching the Reserve channel.
Only on YouTube. Throw caution to the wind and ask yourself what rules.